Good morning to all my distinguished colleagues and professors, and to all the friends and family members and anyone else who's wandered into the building this morning. The best thing about this speech is my professors won't get up and critique it after I'm finished. So that's at least a little comforting. I thought a great deal about the topic of this speech. I thought the students that I've worked with over the past 5 years are extremely hardworking and motivated people. So that rules out the possibility of a motivational speech. So then I set my sights on solving the global warming problem. But after surviving the ice storm last year in Manhattan for 5 days and no electricity, global warming doesn't sound so bad. Today is a huge change in our lives, and writing this speech, I suppose the best thing I can do is say a little bit about what we've just been through, and perhaps what might come in the near future. Now, to all the parents, spouses, grandparents, brothers, sisters, and friends of the people before you about to graduate, I guess we just already did, but I've prepared a brief history of what we just passed through the past 5 years. First year was a lot like kindergarten. We drew pictures of boxes, and there was a great deal of Elmer's glue involved. Although we felt fatigued in class, we were still respectful of our professors and successfully hid any such fatigue. Second year, we went all into our different departments, but more significant is the epic journey we began with Dragslav Simic, our beloved structures professor. Dozing off in class became increasingly difficult to avoid and therefore harder to conceal. As we became more and more nocturnal, we developed keen night vision, and our skin became transparent, much like the animals you might find in the cave. Third year, now completely nocturnal, our skin is harmed by any UV radiation. This explains why the lights were always off in studio, regardless of the time of day. For food, we hoarded sustenance in illegal refrigerators concealed by custom-made foam core shrouds. Fourth year, after a brief study on how to make buildings, we left the natural habitat that Seton Hall had become to explore the lands of Italy, Prague, Australia, Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Lackawanna, Baker, Baltimore, Amarillo, Boston, Charleston, Dayton. You get the point. After recovering from this extensive travel, we put aside our globe-trotting ways and slipped into our old nocturnal cave-dwelling ways. Now, with the sliced of ease that only a fifth-year architecture student can manage, we build models with our eyes closed and made drawings, well, with our eyes closed. As you can imagine, this made for some very poorly constructed models and drawings. All that time we spent together, we were molded into the people that make up our profession. This was our baptism by fire, and by going through that, we were ready to proceed into the world. Beyond all the typical legends that surround the everyday life of an architecture student, there was something else. Relationships were formed, and professionals were molded. That pretty much brings you up to speed on what your graduate has been doing, so I will go back to speaking to my classmates. Today marks the end of many things, but the beginning of many others. If our parents are an example, we will go from the all-nighter to frequent naps. Late-night pizza shuttle to discussions on daily fiber intake. Talking about your favorite trace paper preference to discussing the tax advantages of a Roth IRA. From talking about our favorite gruesome X-Acto blade injury to discussing health insurance. From working in a building full of wildlife such as Seton Hall, including the occasional bat infestation, to hopefully a well-designed architecture office. The good news is we are graduating from a school and never have to learn again. The bad news is we are graduating into a profession where we must learn the rest of our lives. The good news is we are now, without any doubt, fully independent and officially grown-up adults. The bad news is that we are now fully independent and officially grown-up adults. The most obvious downside of this is that there will no longer be any parental subsidy for our daily operations. And since we're on the topic of parents, allow me to elaborate on this just for a moment. Please, parents, for one last time, give your graduates a little bit of gas money. Anything you have in your pocket or would be preferred. It's been a long 5 years, or for some of us, maybe 6. For me, about 7. And for at least another person I know, 8, and some even longer. However long it took you to get here, there are many people who helped us arrive here today. I would like to take a moment to thank a few of the hundreds, if not thousands, of people that helped us arrive. To the underground and anonymous organization known as the Wood Barn that secretly competed against the Union Bookstore in Varnings, thank you for sticking up for the little guy. To SketchUp, thanks for helping us get our ideas down for the past 3 years while simultaneously upsetting our professors. To all the professors, faculty, and staff that gave us a great education, thank you. To Dragslav Simic, thanks for always offering us a pillow when we needed it most. To Redinas, thanks for caffeinating the entire students and faculty of the CAPD. To Sally Mae and whoever that Stafford guy is, thanks for picking up the tab. To Early Edition, Aggieville, and all the cheap Chinese food and Mexican restaurants, we love you regardless of what the health department says. And to our families, thank you for your love and support, and for not asking how little we slept when we drove home for Thanksgiving. And thank you in advance for letting us design your house as soon as we graduate from here. I may have told a little lie when I said I wouldn't motivate you earlier, and here it is. Class of 2008, go out there and fight for your dreams. Unless those dreams don't have health insurance, in which case, find another dream that pays better, or at least has health insurance. And to my classmates, it's been a true honor and pleasure. We've traveled together, laughed together, cried together, stayed up all night together. We've hypothetically gone into steam tunnels together, and fallen asleep in class together, and somewhere in there, gotten a great deal of work done together. I look forward to seeing what we'll accomplish in the future. Thank you.